Welcome, it's Denome. Is China going to crash? Is this going to be the Black Swan event of 2024? We're going to answer in this video right here. Because yesterday, just January 29th, we got the big news that Evergrande is now set for liquidation. So the Hong Kong courts have finally concluded that they cannot pay back the money, they have to liquidate the assets. So if you don't know the story, we have been following this for a couple of years now. Evergrande is one of the biggest builders in China, responsible for building a lot of houses, buildings, office buildings, so on. And I think it's the biggest one in China or the second biggest, but anyway, it's a massive company. And if you take a look at all the liabilities, they have $300 billion of assets. This is more just for one company than is the assets of some countries in the world. So it's a lot of money that is stuck here, and a lot of individual investors and funds have their money locked up in Evergrande as well. So if this piece of puzzle would be allowed to topple down, it would mean that the liabilities that are owed to Evergrande, if the debtors don't get the money back, they also are in debt to other institutions. So this could create a cascade of events where the market will just crash because there's no money going around in the market because everybody has to pay back the debts and try to survive from this this bankruptcy. And if you take a look at Evergrande, a lot of people lost their life savings here already. It is down 99% from its peak already, and it's not looking good. So what is China going to do? Well, we got this news yesterday, but actually, if we take a look at some of the news we got earlier, just from last week. This is from Bloomberg, this article here, and you can see on January 22nd, 2024, China was already weighing, take a look at this, a rescue package by $278 billion. So again, if we take a look at how much money we had here, $300 billion, and what do you know? They are making a $300 billion rescue package. So how convenient, right? China is coming to the rescue. But of course, they are not rescuing the investors who actually invested in Evergrande. They are rescuing the debtors who the company was actually owing money to. So they are rescuing the banks basically and some other institutions. So big money is again being centralized into big companies here. So if you were investor in Evergrande, unfortunately you are losing money. But if you are a debtor, you are probably getting your money back one way or the other. So China is not going to crash their market, and as you can see here, 2 trillion yuan they are planning to get, and where they want the money to come from, they want it to come from offshore accounts of Chinese-owned enterprises. So this is big news because this means the money is coming from outside China and it's going back into China. So what this means is there's going to be a void of money outside of China because the money from China is flowing back into China. So other countries where this money is coming from will have to get money from somewhere, right? Because they just don't have $300 billion of money lying around anywhere. So this means that other countries, places like United States, Europe, will probably have to respond to this crisis, this money leaving from their markets, by also printing money. So that's my thinking. What will happen? This is just a like a domino effect, but instead of crashing, we see a lot of money printing. So this is what they planned last week. So what did they actually do? Well, the news we got from Hong Kong about the Evergrande crashing was on 29, and again on 29, what does the Chinese central bank do? They did a 500 billion yuan reverse repo, which is valued at 70 billion United States dollars. So this is already 1/4 of the money that is being lost in the Evergrande. I'm expecting they will do much more than this, but this is just the start. This is a 7-day reverse repo. And for you guys who don't know what is a reverse repo is a process where basically the central bank is buying assets from commercial banks. So what this means is the money is basically lost on the balance sheet of the central bank, and they issue new money, which is being sent to the commercial banks. So it's just like a liquidity injection. And basically this is just printing money. And this is a lot of money just for 1 week. But if we're going to soon take a look at what is the actual money that is being printed, it's not that much. So if we take a look at the actual amount of money, how much is the 2 trillion yuan going to affect the money supply of China? Well, we can take a look at the China money supply M2, and this is the amount of billions that China is currently, how much is circulating in the market right now. So 2 trillion is this number here. So this number is going from 2 to 4 after the plan. So it's not a lot of money. It's like less than 1% of the total supply circulating in the market, but it is still a lot of money just for a couple of weeks, right? Of new money coming to the market. So if that pace is going to keep up 1% per week, that's a lot of money overall. So this is the emergency measure, and I'm suspecting they will have to do much more than this. And then because the money is also leaving China, other governments will have to respond as well, like United States and Europe. So one analysis is by Chicken Genius here, basically saying that people are wrong. There's not going to be a crash. When China prints money, US will also have to print money, which means great for crypto. So maybe this is a Black Swan event, but a Black Swan event usually means an event which kind of comes out of the blue, where nobody was prepared for it. But Evergrande, we have been following this for a couple of years already, and they've been postponing the process. And now when it hit the liquidation, you can already see the China was ready, and they are already injecting liquidity back into the market. And just when you think about the United States as well, we have the presidential election year this year, and this is usually good for assets as well, just because the markets, as a sitting president, you don't want to crash the markets before your re-election. So that's another reason for a probable money printing from this event. So that's basically what's happening here and what we are seeing already on the market. And in my opinion, just it's great for crypto. But I could be wrong here. Of course, Chicken Genius is not the I don't know how accurate he has been in the past, but this is my analysis as well, that this is gonna be great for crypto. But that's it for this news here. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and if you want to follow this market, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.